Gently close your eyes so that you may relax your body, calm your mind. Just gently close your eyes. So let's turn our attention inward into ourselves. Just look deeply within ourselves. And we're breathing in deeply, relax our whole body. And as we breathing out, slowly calm our mind. So please, let's take this moment for our body and mind. It's very simple, just close your eyes, sit upright, and focus on your breathing. I'd like to invite you to do a counting breath. So you might like to do a silent counting. Breathing in, breathing out. You count 1. Breathing in, breathing out, count 2. So we will do 30 in and out breath. Let's begin count our breath in silence. So who were able to count your breath 1 to 30 without random thoughts disturb you? 1? Only 1? How about this? Very good. Yes, he or her. Yep, go ahead and give him applause. Very good. How about an easy question? Who actually participate in doing the counting your breath? you actually put yourself involved in counting your breath. One, just one. So what about the rest of you? You lost counting? And then what did you do when you lost counting? What did you do? You think something else? Okay. It's very normal that you lost counting your breath. And it's very normal that you lost your mindfulness while you're sitting. And that's okay. But the important thing is that you recognize that and you come back to your breathing. That's what the meditation is all about. Chances very rare that you keep your breathing constantly and focus on that. It's not easy. So there's time that you do really well. There's a time that you shake off and you let your thought carry away. But that's okay. Just call yourself back in a very present moment. That's what you need to do. And that's what you really need to practice, because mindful breathing is what makes you happy and peace. And when you're not happy and peace, you cannot focus in school. You cannot do anything in life. It's very hard. It's very disturbing for you. So it's very hard, it's very important that you need to practice aware of your breathing. If you want to do well in school, do well in tests, take this my advice. Before you get in, before you take your test, sit and calm yourself first. Breathe 10 to 30 breaths before you begin to answer the question. Most of us are afraid that we don't have enough time, so we come in and pick up a pencil and answer right away, right? But you're not going to do well if you do that, though, unless you're a genius, unless you know very well already. That's exceptional. But most of us, we need to calm our mind, bring our attention before what we are about to do. And that's what gives you the full achievement. Do you remember what we learned yesterday? What are 3 ways that you are contributing, harming, or killing? Very good. Is that just action only, or what other forms that you can act? Yeah, thinking too, right? Thinking and acting, a way of your life. There's 2 ways. You might not do an action, but you think. That's also framed from this. So instead of not killing, what do you practice? Compassion, reverence for life, right? Respect and love all life, because all life deserves to live. All life be lived fully, just like yourself. So let's just review one more time before we go on to the next precept. The first mindfulness training is to have reverence for life. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I'm committed to cultivating compassion and learning ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I'm determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to support any act of killing in the world, in my thinking, and in my way of life. This is the first of the 5 precepts that the lay Buddhists had made commitment and vow to practice. So remember, this is the first precept that any of you had made a vow to become a Buddhist or already take the refuge in 3-2. You need to remember this and refrain from killing life, but to protect and respect all life. Dear friends, today is December 24, Saturday 2017. Today we will continue our topic, the fundamental of 5 mindfulness training. Can I have a volunteer to come up here to read the second mindfulness training? Yes.
The second mindfulness training, generosity. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I am committed to cultivating loving kindness and learning ways to work for the well-being of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I will practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. I am determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth.
Thank you. Thank you. So the second precept is not just about not to steal, right? It's more than that. Not to steal is at least we all have learned when we was little. When we're taking something that is not belong to us without permission, we know that's stealing, right? The Buddha said even a small blade grass you take without asking, that's also stealing. So it's very clear on that, right? Not to steal, it's very clear, but we have to learn something more deeply than just not to steal. Not to steal, what do you need to practice instead? You learn to practice generosity, giving. Yeah. So here, if you steal from animals, people, plant, minerals, whatever form, that's called stealing. And this second precept, you see that is connected to the first precept, right? Even someone who is happy while they're playing something, you came and you destroyed that happiness. You destroy the harmony environment. That's called stealing too. Stealing of what? Exactly. Yeah. Someone who's sleeping very gently, and you come and you wake that person up. You make that person wake up because you want him and her play with you, and you know it's her and his rest moment. You'd also stealing from their peacefulness. So we steal many forms without us being aware. So here we still talk about stealing. It's not just material stealing, but we steal the happiness, we steal their peacefulness. And that's what we usually do each other, right? Material, we all live in America. We are fully fulfilled materials, resources. We are very lucky people who live in this country. We have so much. But our mentality, our emotional, that's what affects us mostly. And that's what we affect others. So of this precept, we practice called 3 kinds of giving. This is in the Buddhist tradition, this is what we do. This is 3 ways that you can do in giving. Normally we thought giving just money only, right? That's just one way of giving, which is the first one. The giving of material resources. I like to combine the word gift and giving is because this is a gift that you want to give. Sometimes people give something, but they don't know this is a gift. They just give and or in sympathy or feel pity for that person, but that's not it. When I add this word, the giving, it means like you give someone with full respect, with love, with caring, with treasure to it. And then when you give someone like that, you know you are given with respect. Not because out pity and not because you have so much and then you don't want to use anymore because it's old and now you want a new thing. That's what you give. That's what most of us, right? When we want something new, we give something that we don't want anymore. It's like a trash for us, and we give. That's not it. You give something that you have and you treasure it and you give it to someone, that is truly a giving. You don't give someone that thing that you don't use anymore. Your old toys, your trash, and you want to give it to someone because you don't want to use it anymore. You don't want to throw in a trash because you think it's a waste. But that's only 50% of giving. That's not truly giving. The truly giving is giving something that you treasure, you respect, and you want that person to feel the same way. That is called truly giving. So the first one, we practice giving material resources. The gift of giving of material resources. That includes providing clothes, food, money, any kind of material resources that you can think of. House, shoes, everything. Those are the gift that you can give. And that's easy, right? Materials giving is easy. That's why the Buddha lists on the number one list. Anybody can do that, right? But again, I want you to do with a sincere heart. You want to give someone new stuff. Don't give someone old and when you don't use anymore. Unless they want that, then you give. Then that is also a truly giving. You have something old shirt, sweater, but it's very nice on you, and your sister came to you and said, "Oh, I want this," and if you have the compassion, give that to her. That is also a truly giving too. Yeah. Buddha said, "With material don't go with us when we die." So this is easy to give. Whatever you have, just give when someone like. When you give it out, you will have something new. Trust me. You give your shirt away to your sister, your mother definitely will buy you a new one. Or maybe on your Christmas or on your birthday or on Christmas or any holidays, she will buy you that better sweater. So that's the first thing, it's giving material. Now that's just the material that you can give, but there's also another way of giving material that you can involve, like make a donation to build a school, or involved in building a school when you get older. School, you are promoting education, promoting someone to learn academic. That's a good giving. Because without education, you cannot stand on your feet, right? Without education, you cannot do well in this life. Every one of you, I really encourage you to finish your college. Do the best you can. With a college degree, you can find your job easily. Yeah. Try your best. And even you say you end up running your mother nail salon or her business or any business that your parent had built for you. You say, I don't need education. No, still do education so that you are well-rounded in your work. So I encourage you all, please finish your college, get your degree. And to do that, you can involve giving back to the school by building school, make a donation. So anywhere that they are building school, give that, the money you have. I will show you the way to divide your money, and when you have, later on, when you have to truly have your own income. You can use it or had other ways to do it. The other way you can also give is building hospital or make a donation anywhere that they build a hospital. Sometimes you just go to the hospital and ask if they have any form that you can fill it out and make a donation. Even $5, $1. It's the heart that counts. And because of that $5, $1, that's what makes you feel like you want to give. But that makes you feel like you are cultivating generosity. Because we want to build hospital for the sickness. We all will get sick, right? Someday, right? We need doctors, we need nurses. We need all kinds of physicians to help us, to help other sickness. So giving money, building hospital is one way of giving. To build a strong, healthy life. Remember, yesterday I told you, you practice the first precept, you earn the merit of living what? Long and happy life, right? Not just happy, but long, healthy life. That's what the Buddha say. If you refrain from killing any life, you will live a long, healthy life. So this also connects to the first precepts. If you give money and to build a hospital, you live a long, healthy life too. Other way you can make contribution to the temple, to the monastery, because what temple and monastery teach? Spirituality, right? Material life, resources life, only 50%. But we know that material resources does not bring us happy life, right? Remember yesterday I told you the story, the pharmacist girl, she committed suicide because of stress, depression. She feel hopeless, so she ended up take her life. She's very successful, right? A pharmacist. So you need other half, spiritual life. You need to build a very strong foundation your spirituality. Because there is a moment in our life that we feel hopeless, we feel sad, we feel depressed. We feel like we couldn't escape out from that darkness. This is the moment. What you learn today will get you go through that. A moment know how to breathe, a moment take a pause and just return ourselves, just feel our gratitude, who give this body to us, how we come to life with this body. Just an idea like that, you will alleviate from your suffering. So make donations to the monastery temple is the way to continue to educate more people to practice and to learn spirituality, especially the Buddha teachings. Buddha teaching is a wonderful philosophy of life. It's not religious. It's a way of life. And you don't have to be a Buddhist to actually learn Buddhist teaching. Our Westerner friends, you come here, you see that we're very open-minded. The important thing that we want you to get out from this retreat or to come to monastery is to learn the way how to live that you feel happy and acceptable of yourself. And not to be worried and criticized and pressured by others. So even $1 when you come here, you put into the donation, that means a lot. Even 25 cents, but we start something small first. When I was young, I was educated by my parents that every time we come to the monastery, they would give us $1, $5, depending on the day. And I would just come and bow to the Buddha and to put that donation in there. And I pray for my parents to live a long, healthy life. I pray for myself, I pray for my sibling, I pray for everyone. But that's how I taught and I get used to it. And I think that's how I earned to become a monk nowadays. I think living a monk's life is the wonderful life, a very freedom life. You might not agree with me, but if you want to try that, you can come and live and you see yourself. So when you do something goodness, don't think you do for someone else, you do for yourself. You invest in for your happiness. You invest in for your compassion, understanding, love. It's for you, not for anyone. So that's another way you give. Another way you give is just learn to live enough, modestly. You know the word, what's the word? Just enough? Yeah. Don't ask more. If your clothes are still good condition, they're still clean, and they still look nice, you don't need to buy new clothes. In our culture, we only allowed to buy new clothes once a year, on New Year Day. The rest of the year, throughout the year, you wear the same old outfit. But here in America, we buy clothes all the time, right? We're wasting money. So when you are buying clothes or any material that you on yourself, even iPad, iPhone, whatever, any gadgets, devices, ask yourself, do you really need this? This is necessary. And think again for other kids who in other world, third world, they not have enough food to eat. They're estimated over each day there's 250,000 children are starving each day. So that's just in the United States alone. Yeah. So next time, when you're buying something, you spend something, ask yourself, does you really need to buy this? Is it necessary? The more you live simple, modest, the happier you are. Because if you live in too much material, you want it more and more and become greedy and always craving for everything. I like to divide the way that I think. I don't know if you would do, maybe you do the experiment on this when you have income. Let's say you have income. I say 50% of your income for your future projects. That include your family, the house, the car, anything that you want to invest in the future, your children. So when you start receiving your income, you start working, save that 50% for that purpose. And then 30%, there's going to be a little bit enough. 30% to pay all your bills. You should pay your bill when you have your money. Don't make your parents pay your phone bills. Don't make your parents pay any kind of bill. Your insurance bill, your auto insurance bill, your health insurance. So 50% is for your bills. This is for the future. And this is for your bills. That's how many? 80%, right? So how many more do we have left? Oh, very good. And then 20. More than 10%. What do you think it's go to? 10% going to food, going to vacation, a holiday getaway, whatever you want. So if you, that 10% is for your own spending. Personal spending, okay? 10% personal spending. And 10%, where do you think it should go to? Charity, very good. Who said that? Very good. What a great heart. 10%. So you had my idea what I want to get you to. 10% charity. Charity that includes your family, your mom, the school, the hospital, anywhere. Charity does not just mean outside, but sometimes you don't tell them that your sibling and your relative have money. Because when they need something and they don't have it, you might want to spare them. You don't want to tell that. You want to keep it yourself because you want them to also work on their own. You don't want them to depend on you, but you still want to give them what they really need. That's what 10%, and that 10% is charity. All charity work. When you give, your account is circulating. When it's circulating, that's when it's moving. It's moving. That's when money can continue coming in. If you had something to sit one place, what happened? You have something to sit one place. It doesn't move. What happened? Let's say your body, you sit one place, you don't move. What happens to your body? You can get sick, right? You can get sick. So everything needs to move in order for it to grow. In order for it to grow. So your money needs to be moving by giving out. Then you will get some back. That's the fact. This is no faith, belief, practice here. This is the fact. That if you let your money giving out, it will come back. Because that's a law of attraction. So that's one way of giving. It's a gift of giving material resources. So if you can't do anything that I just share you, then at least show the appreciation what you have, okay? Any material you're giving, any food that you're giving, make sure you eat your food on your plate completely. Show your appreciation. The material that you provide by your parents, by anyone, will give it to you. Even you don't like it, so tonight you will receive like a gift on your exchange gift. And you know the sisters here, the organizer, they are trying their best to buy the gift for you guys. So if you get something, don't say, why am I getting this? You know, don't make that mark. Show your appreciation, whatever you get. This is at least you can give for material. accept with gratitude and grateful. Number 2 is the gift of giving of Dhamma words. Giving of Dhamma words means that you learn from the Buddha teaching and you share back with your friends, your family, in such a way that you help that person to transform their negative habit, their negative energies, bringing hope, happy, confident, inspiration, motivation in them. And even yourself too. So when you want to give this Dhamma word, the more you practice Buddhism, Buddha teachings, you should become a better person. You should become a well-behaved son and daughter to your parents. If you're coming home and your parent making a comment about you, say, I sent you to the temple, and this is how you behave, then you are doing something wrong. Then myself, I have to take that responsibility as well too. The monks have to take that responsibility as well too. But we know we try our best, right? And so who's the person that caused the problem? Yourself, right? Because maybe you didn't receive fully, you didn't practice. So you come into the monastery, you come to the temple, whether on the retreat or just involved with the Buddhist youth, you have to transform your negative habit energies. You have to show your parents you had changed and be good. Because that's what their purpose. They want you sent to learn, not just play. Because playing would not grow you out of compassion and understanding, no. So when you come home, show your parent that. That's where giving Dhamma. Showing parent what you have learned. I want every one of you go home after this retreat. Find a day and sit with your parent. Invite them to have a tea with you or even a walk and share with them what you have learned. For one thing, you share with them what you have learned. It makes them feel very joyful. It makes them that they had invested their children in the right place. But it's more important, it shows that you trying to remember and put into practice. Because if you don't remember, you will not put into practice. And if you don't put in practice, you cannot change yourself. So, sharing Dhamma is also mean what? Helping you and others to transform a negative habit energies, negative thoughts, negative behavior, so that you can become a well, happy, compassion, understanding person. You will hear a lot of the word compassion, understanding in Buddhism because that's what we are aiming to. We are trying to encourage everyone to cultivate that two qualities, the two wonderful elements. Because without love, without understanding, then it's not a true love. It's just desiredness love, a craving love. Okay, another way of giving in Dharma word is, it's like you guys, you come in here, you exchange a lovely word, you help each other out, you help organize this retreat, you become part of this. This is also Dhamma giving. Dhamma giving is harder than material giving. So giving Dhamma material, giving Dhamma word it's not easy, it's very hard. But you coming here doesn't mean you are giving Dharma. Your energies. Giving Dhamma doesn't mean you don't need to share, you don't need to say anything. Just be present to show your participation, to show the full attention you have with the youth, the community. That's giving Dhamma. So don't think I label Dhamma word doesn't mean I have to speak. Your motion, your gesture, your action, your smile, whether through your eyes or your mouth, lips, that's giving Dhamma. We need to motivate, inspire other people to go forward. So your responsibility, if someone who is not happy, your responsibility to cheer them up, to bring hope, to bring confidence, to bring happiness to them. That's giving Dharma. And the third gift of giving of Buddha said is non-fear. This is even harder than the second and the first one. You know why? Everyone has fear. But in order to break a fearness in someone is not easy. It takes time, commitment, and motivation to do it right. Like someone who is in the middle of dying, you come there and you talk to them so they won't fear of dying. That's not easy. But you can do it though. Buddha said you can do it. A sincere heart you have, and the time does not matter to you. You only one thing in your mind is to help that person break the fear of loneliness, of dying, of suicide. It's not easy, but you can do it. There's an 11-year-old girl in Panama City where I live, a monastery there. She had helped her friend from make suicide. Her friend used the eraser to self-harm herself. Like when she's not happy, she used eraser and she just scratched herself like this until she sees blood. Imagine you use eraser, pencil eraser, and you just scratch like this. You know how painful that is? But when you are depressed and hopeless, you don't see that painful. You just want to do that because you hate yourself so much, because you feel like you hate yourself because you couldn't do anything about it. And you even hate yourself because you feel like you're not accepted in this society. And she just scraped herself with it. And one day after that, using the eraser for years, without her parent aware of it, or even her school teacher, she used a laser. Scratch herself. And this 11-year-old girl, she comes to the monastery every Sunday and learn Buddhism. And she found out there's a lot of cuts on her friend's wrist. And then she asked, so what this mark is for? And her friend told her she was able to save her friend. Because she told your life, because she learned that our life is belongs to our parents, our ancestors, or future generation. This is not your own life. And you taking this life, that's when you're stealing, you commit killing. And when you die, you will be lost soul. Just saying simple like that, and her friend stopped doing it from there on. She become more accepted to her body and herself. So see, it's not easy, right? But you have to talk in a month and month, just not one talk. So breaking someone's fear is the highest giving, the Buddha said, because when there is fear is the highest obstacle. It prevents you from doing anything. It prevents you to grow. It prevents you to become what you want to become. It prevents you to develop your talent. Let's say you want to become an artist and you fear that nobody accepts your artwork. You stop there, right? Or you want to sing and you know you have a good voice, but then because you fear that if you sing, someone laugh at you, and you stop practice that vocal voice. You lost, right? So you should have no fear. The only fear you should have is what? What? Not trying to give it up. Very good. Not trying or giving up. Yes, that's the only fear you should fear of. Giving up. Not make commitment to try. And so if you see your friend who have fear, whatever, in their own looks, in their thinking, their intelligence, their skill, you have to help them overcome that, no matter what. The Buddha said that's the greatest giving. That's the greatest giving. That's the greatest gift giving that you can give anyone. Because if you save one life, you have make one good product to the world. So when you come home, when your parent is sad, stressed at work, you need to come and break that for them. Offering them a glass of water, offering a glass of juice. You don't have to say anything, just hold their hand, give them the hugs. And just a simple gesture that you don't know how much you had relieved their suffering. Because children are their greatest rewarding, greatest hope. Please, everybody pay attention because he's young. He had that beautiful look in his face compared to me. Well, your parent felt the same way of you, just like you feel the same way of that little boy. That's attracted to all of you are to your parents. You are that attractive to your parents. Just now you're attracted to him. See, he's not related to you at all. But why you're so attracted to him? Because he's so cute and so innocent. Well, your parents felt the same way you are. Your cuteness, your innocence is what make them happy. That's what make them attracted. That's what helped them release any suffering they have. So, when you come home, remember, spend time with your mom and dad. Give them that moment that you have. Offer them water, offer them tea, offer them a glass of juice, anything. Even they work really hard on cutting grass in the garden, come and give them a towel to wipe. Try to do that. And again, to your friends, to anyone that you see, they're suffering, put your time down, sit, listen. So I hope every one of you will help me make sure that, especially the teenager or anyone, never take their own life. Because that is very high ratio now. Committing suicide. But first, help yourself first. Build a strong mind and healthy body. To conclude my talk, I'd like to share the Buddha story. The Buddha said that the practice of not stealing and giving, it will make you become richer. Not just material, but in life-wise. So one upon a time, there's this princess named Nhật Quang. Nhật Quang is mean a bright sun, right? Nhật Quang, a bright sun princess. She was born out to be very beautiful, very attractive, very intelligent, very skillful, great heart. She sees everyone like her own siblings, her own family. And she's very intelligent. And more of that, she's filial respect to her parents, to the king and queen. So the king and queen love her dearly. And so one day she came and had a tea with her father, the king. And her father was very proud because he felt like he had produced this child. Anything, her intelligence, her smartness, her looks, her beauty, is all because of him and her mother that gave it to her. And so he was very proud, and I expect the princess agreed with him too and say, my dear daughter, you know your looks, your intelligence, you know where to get it from. And I'm sure you agree that it's from mom and dad, from me and your mom. And she said, partly only, maybe 50%. And the king was not happy. And the king asked her, well, where other 50% come from? She said, my previous life. I have lived a good life. I have given a lot. I have shared a lot. I have built school and education, provide education. So I did a lot of wonderful, my previous life, wonderful things in my previous life. And that's why this life I earned this. And the king was not happy, so he was testing his daughter, the princess. So he asked, he came, as he returned after the tea, he came and he thought about it. He wanted to give his daughter a lesson that he felt like he and the queen provide everything for her. What she had is from them, not from her previous life. So he asked one of his servants and go out in the kingdom and find one beggar, young man, the most poorest guy that you can find in the country, and bring him here into castle, and marry and let this beggar, the poorest guy, marry to his daughter. So when his servant brought this poorest guy into the castle, and the king said, "Now you go marry this beggar, poor guy, and see if you can find fortune in your previous life." She was sad to depart from her parents, the king and queen, but she had to listen to the king. So they both took off, and they sent them. The king didn't give any money though. Send them off and let them live on their own, whatever they can. And so on the way out to the castle, and the prince asked this young beggar boy, say, "Why are you so poor? What happened?" And he said that, "Well, I'm actually from a very rich family, but because I don't know how to save money, I don't know how to use money wisely, I only know how to spend. And so when my parents pass away, I have no way how to live. So spending is only giving me to poor. So that's why I end up as a beggar." And then this prince asked him, "What did your parents have give you anything, a land for you?" And he said, "Well, they did. I want to sell that land, but no one buy it. It's out of nowhere." And she said, "Well, can you show me where that land is? And let us build the house there. Let us start from the beginning. Build a new house there, with tree, with leaves, whatever we can to build a house to live for now, because we have nowhere to go. The king is not going to help us. My father's not going to help me." So they took off and went to this land out of nowhere. And so she started digging dirt and grading the land to build a house, to build a hut, I should say, not a house, a hut. A small straw house, hut. As she's working, the farmers and people around there saw her because she's a good princess, so they came and helped her. Help this couple build this hut. And as she's digging, she found a pile of gold. A lot of gold underground. So I guess his parent actually saved that for him, but he didn't know it. So she digging, there's a lot of gold come out. And so now she doesn't have to build a hut anymore. She gives the money out and hire more people come and build a very beautiful house. And years go by, and the king missed his daughter, so that he sent out a servant to find where his daughter, how they're doing. And they found out that her house, the house or the mansion that she built, is better than what the king is living right now. And so the king was surprised, like, "What's going on? I'm marrying her a very poor boy, and I didn't give her any money. Why does she still have this good fortunes?" So he came to the Buddha and asked Buddha, and Buddha told the story of her previous life, because she practiced the art of giving. And the beggar boy, it was her previous husband. Both of them were very rich in their previous life, but she liked to give. Her husband always stopped her from giving. She said, "Don't give. Why are you being so full? We need to keep this money for our children, our future." And she said, "You know what, honey? When we die, this money would not come with us, cannot go with us. Material we cannot provide to come with us. Any material cannot come with us when we die. Just give." And so her husband listened to her, and so he began to give. And that's why he had a 20 year of poor, very poor. And then other year that he was giving, as his wife told him, previous wife told him to give. And that's why he earned back a wealthy life this life. This is a story that stayed in the Buddha's scripture. So, to conclude my talk, I'd like to share the story and believe in your giving. Remember what our three-way giving. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Can we join our palm together and then let's recite sharing the merit? Join your palms. Nguyện